means a friend, like Sakya Ras, means in friendship. Yeah, means
friendship.
Means friendship. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we can start. Dasa Vrindavanam Vande Krishna Dasa Prabhum Tata Chanavatar Chaitanya Lila Vistar Karino Do Nityananda Padabja Gurunadena Bhushito Vyakta Chano Burachincho Vavande Vyasadupino Shri Guru Gaur Gandharva Govindascha Ganaisaha Jayanti Patakas Ch.Ch Sarvesham Gurunartino. Okay, so we are continuing Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I'm going to continue, this verse we can read again. So Mahaprabhu is describing the symptoms of prema, in one whose heart prema has begun to arise, one will find such mood, such symptoms, such state of heart within them. So last time we were reading, we heard some wonderful examples of Bharat Maharaj. Bharat Maharaj's humility is such that he would wander around the cities of his enemies, begging for alms in the place of his enemy. His humility was to such a high degree. Okay, and then we can read this one again.
He did not consider them as enemies, right? The enemies were seeing him as an enemy.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you could say, like, for some political or social reason, it may have been considered they were enemies, and maybe like members of his cabinet, would think of him as an enemy, and those so-called enemies would think of him as an enemy, but he himself was not thinking like that. Like also with Srila Sridhar Maharaj, there were some like that. It was like socially it was considered there were like these opposing camps, Srila Sridhar Maharaj's side and the other person's side. And as we know, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he was completely indifferent to that type of mentality, and his disinterested nature. We hear of that. So he didn't have that type of consciousness. Oh, such and such is my enemy. But others thought like that, and that other person had some mentality like that. But Srila Sridhar Maharaj himself, he was indifferent to all of these things. The Vaishnava, in that sense, you can say the Vaishnava has no enemies, because they themselves are not living in that consciousness. There may be others who think of themselves as enemies of that Vaishnava, but the Vaishnava, they themselves, they only have good will for everyone.
Yes, maybe the Sahajijas, when they are told you are not doing right, then the person that they correct them becomes an enemy.
Well, there may be many reasons why someone will consider a Vaishnava their enemy. But the Vaishnava themselves, they are above, they are above and beyond all such things. So it is instructive for us, because we ourselves may find ourselves in situations like that, where for whatever reason somebody may think of us as an adversary or someone who compromises their objectives, whatever they may be. But we should not become tainted by that. We should not stoop so low as to think that ourselves, We always will try to wish well and hope the best for all. Okay, so this next symptom of a true devotee. A fully surrendered devotee always hopes that Lord Krishna will be kind to him. This hope is very firm in him. A fully surrendered devotee always hopes that Lord Krishna will be kind to him. This hope is very firm in him. And now we have an example of this, which is in Bhakti or Samrita Sindhu. Na prema shavanadi bhaktir apiva yogotava vaishnavo jnanam va shubha karma va kiyadaho sajjatir apyastiva inartadik sadhake. This is like very materialistic mentality to make this distinction between, friends and foes, enemies, adversaries, and, those who are supposedly, supporting our cause. This is very materialistic tendency. There's a very nice verse of Prahlad Maharaj when he's speaking to his father, because his, Hiranyakashipu, he's always living in this consciousness, right? And Vishnu is enemy number one. And there's some statement that Hiranyakashipu makes about the enmity of Vishnu or something like that. And in response, Prahlad Maharaj, his response is so nice. He says, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the illusory energy of the Lord, which causes people to make these distinctions, between friend and foe, enemy and friend. This is all because of the illusory energy of the Lord. But one who is free from that energy, they're not making such distinctions. And normally we'll consider someone an enemy if they are compromising our own position, our own superiority in some way. We're not being accepted as we want to be accepted. We're not being acknowledged as we want to be acknowledged, which is all based on illusion in the first place. So it is a symptom of material consciousness too.
Bodily conception.
It doesn't necessarily need to be bodily. Ego can say. Egoistic conception. Someone may have we hear of persons like that, rishis, and who've transcended the bodily conception of life, at least in the physical sense, but they still have ego. Ego is very hard, to give up. That false ego.
When Maya comes,
the egoistic plane, egoistic world. Okay. I'll read this again. Na prema shavanadi bhaktir apiva yogotava vaishnavo jnanam va shubha karma vakyad ho sajjatir apyastiva hinartadika sadake tvai tatapya chedya mula sati he gopi jana valabha vyatayate ha ha mad ashaiva mam.
Vishakha.
Jai Shri Gurudev. Very beautiful expression. O my Lord, I do not have any love for you, nor am I qualified for discharging devotional service by chanting and hearing, nor do I possess the mystic power of a Vaishnav, knowledge, or pious activities, nor do I belong to a very high caste family. On the whole, I do not possess anything. Still, O beloved of the gopis, because you bestow your mercy on the most fallen, I have an unbreakable hope that is constantly in my heart. That hope is always giving me pain. O my Lord, I do not have any love for you, nor am I qualified for discharging devotion by chanting and hearing, nor do I possess the mystic power of a Vaishnav, knowledge or pious activities, nor do I belong to a very high caste family. On the whole, I do not possess anything. Still, O beloved of the gopis, because you bestow your mercy on the most fallen, I have an unbreakable hope that is constantly in my heart. That hope is always giving me pain. There's a very beautiful verse in Prapana Jivanamrita, which this reminds me of. I think it's Kula Shekhar. Na dharmanishtos na chatma vedi na bhakti mams tvak charanara vinde akinchino nanya gati shranya tvat padamulam sharanam prapadye. Saying, like along these lines, I don't have anything, I don't have dharma. I'm not fixed in dharma. I'm not knowledgeable in the Vedas. Na dharma nishtosmi na chatma vedi na bhakti. And I have no devotion. I have no religion, I have no knowledge, and I have no devotion. But, so, akinchano nanya gati shranya. I'm completely bereft. I am a kinchan. I have nothing. I am completely impoverished. But my Lord, my hope, my prayer is that as I am, you will accept me. You will accept me as I am. This is really the real mood of surrender. Not that we will wait till tomorrow, but wait till we're perfect. Then we will approach. We won't wait for anything, as we are. And it takes a kind of humility. It takes humility to be able to do that. To just like in a very naked way make one's approach. Sridhar Maharaj comments, we learned this from the Gopi Vastra Haran Leela when Krishna steals the clothes of the gopis, so they're left naked on the river bank. So Sridhar Maharaj says, we learn from this, we have to approach Krishna in a naked mood, naked spirit. We're not hiding anything, and we're very frank about what our condition is. It's against our own interest to try to cover up what faults we have. We tend to do that. We try to justify certain things within ourselves. Like, this is okay for such and such, or certain things that we may do. We try to justify, so we're okay. We're actually like perfect. But this is counterproductive. We have to, in a very naked and frank way, just admit, yes, I have such and such and such and such. This is my problem. I'm not perfect, and I'm not afraid to not be perfect. Why do we have to be perfect? And to think like that's not going to attract grace. We have to be open and frank about our condition and pray for and in that state approach the Lord. That will attract the maximum degree of mercy. Like Srila Maharaj, he made that comment when there was a certain institution, they were perceiving Srila Maharaj as their enemy. That was according to their egoistic interest, they were perceiving Srila Maharaj as a threat. It's all their own concoction. So they were perceiving Srila Maharaj as an enemy. And they made some comments, like Sridhar Maharaj's place, that's in Aparad Bhanjan Pat, That's the place for all the offenders. That's where all the offenders go. Because, that's the name of that area, the place where all offenses are forgiven, where Mahaprabhu went and granted the greatest degree of mercy. So they made this comment, all the offenders are going there to Chaitanya Saraswati and Aparad Bhanjan Pat. And this came to Srila Maharaj's ear, and he chuckled and he said, yes, we are all the offenders. And very soon, all of our offenses will be forgiven and we'll get everything. Maybe we are the most offensive, but we are praying for the highest mercy, and soon we will become completely purified and we'll get everything. So to be in like the worst position, that actually gives one an advantage. Srila Sridhar Maharaj also, he says, we have to prove to the Lord that we are the most needy, that we are the most fallen. We have to prove that we need His mercy more than anyone else, Like this is our point of research, How can we prove to the Lord that we need His mercy more than anyone else? So, forget about, keeping up appearances and, trying to make some show that we are this or we are that, but be open, be frank, And we saw with Srila Gurudev, he greatly appreciated that mood in devotees who maybe they had some problems, but they were open about that, They were not trying to make some show, but they were open and they were humble about that. Not trying to put some shiny veneer on things. So, as we are, we must approach. And Gurudev, he appreciated that, like direct, naked, direct, and not hiding anything, that. But in that state, taking shelter, and this is who I am, and this is what I am. Please accept me as I am. Okay. Samud kanta hoy sada lalasa pardam. This eagerness is chiefly characterized by an ardent desire to associate with the Lord. And now this is a verse from Krishna Karnamrita, spoken by Srimati Radharani. Tvak chaishavam tribhuvanadbhutam ityavehi makchapalam chatavava mamavadi gamyam tat kim karomi viralam murali vilasi mugdam mukambujam udikshitam ikshanabhyam. O Krishna, O flute player, the sweetness of your early age is wonderful within these three worlds. You know my unsteadiness and I know yours. No one else knows about this. I want to see your beautiful, attractive face somewhere in a solitary place. But how can this be accomplished? Nam gane sadaruchi loy Krishna nam. Due to having great relish for the holy name, one is inclined to take Krishna nam constantly. And now we have a quotation from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Rodan bindu maranda syandi jig indi varadya govinda tava madura swara kanti gayati namavalim bala. O Govinda, this youthful girl named Radhika is today constantly pouring forth tears like nectar falling from flowers as she sings your holy names in a sweet voice. O Govinda, this youthful girl named Radhika is today constantly pouring forth tears like nectar falling from flowers as she sings your holy names in a sweet voice. Krishna guna kyane hoy sarvada asakti. At this stage of bhav, a devotee has awakened the tendency to chant and describe the transcendental qualities of the Lord. He has attachment for this process. This process of kirtan, this now is something that we're practicing, but it's actually a very natural expression of an awakened soul to glorify their Lord, their beloved Lord, to chant the glories of their beloved Lord in love. Now this verse is very nice. This is Bilva Mangal Thakur, very, very sweet verse, describing the sweetness of Krishna. Madhuram madhuram vapar asya vibor, madhuram madhuram vadanam madhuram, madhugandhi mridu smritam etadaho, madhuram 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 madhuram. O my Lord, the transcendental body of Krishna is very sweet, and his face is even sweeter than his body. But his soft smile, which has the fragrance of honey, is sweeter still. So it's madhur, so the word madhu you all know, right? Means sweet, like honey. So madhuram, madhuram, vapur. Vapu is referring to his body. So it's saying his body is madhuram, madhuram. And then vadanam means face. So then the next line, madhuram, madhuram, vadanam, madhuram. So his face is 3 madhurams. And then madhugandhi mridu smitam etad aho. And then that sweet smile on his face, like aho. Aho means like, my goodness, and my God. It's an exclamation. That sweet smile on his sweet face, it is madhuram, 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 madhuram. This is Bilva Mangal, also from Krishna Karnamrita. Krishna Lila Stane Kode Sarvada Vasati. A devotee absorbed in ecstatic emotion for Krishna always resides in a place where Krishna's pastimes were performed. And now this is citation from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and I think Srila Sridhar Maharaj has also included this in Prafana Jivanamrita. Kadaham Jamuna Tire Namani Tava Kirtayan Udbashpa Pundarikaksha Rachayishyami Tandavam. O Lord Pundarikaksha, while chanting your holy name with tears in my eyes, when shall I dance in ecstasy on the bank of the Jamuna? O Lord Pundarikaksha means lotus-eyed. While chanting your holy name with tears in my eyes, when shall I dance in ecstasy on the bank of the Jamuna? So when will I have so much love for you that in separation from you, not being able to bear your separation, I will chant, I will sing your name with tears in my eyes. Krishna Ratya Chinna E Koilu Vivaran, Krishna Premer Chinna Eve Shuno Sanatan. These are the symptoms of a person who has developed attraction, bhav, for Krishna. Now let me describe the symptoms of a person who is actually elevated to love of Krishna. Okay, so these were the symptoms of bhav, and now the symptoms of prema. Ch.Ch Krishna prema kodoye udoye, tarvakya kriya mudra vigyeha nabujai. Even the most learned man cannot understand the words, activities, and symptoms of a person situated in love of Godhead. And now also citation from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Danyasya yayam nava prema yasyon milati chetasi antarvani bir apyasya mudra shushtu sudorgama. Even a most learned scholar cannot understand the activities and symptoms of an exalted personality in whose heart love of Godhead has awakened. So they're operating on a totally different platform. Don't even try to begin to understand how they may behave, and what they may manifest. Now this is a well-known verse from Bhagavatam. Evam vratta swapriya nama kirtya jatanurago juta chitta uchai asatyato roditi roti gayat yunmadavan rityati lokabhaja. When a person is actually advanced and takes pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord, who is very dear to him, he is agitated and loudly chants the holy name. He also laughs, cries, becomes agitated, and chants, just like a madman, not caring for outsiders. This is a very nice verse. It's one of those verses, the translation doesn't quite do it justice. It's not kind of like the sweetness and the succinctness. It's not, can't really express it in English. Swapriya, this line is so nice. Evam Vrata Swapriya Nama Kirtit. Swapriya Nama Kirtya, like to chant the name, to sing the glories of one's beloved. Like this is their life. This is their rata. And normally rata, it's translated as like a vow. I don't know if there's be a slightly different connotation here. But anyway, like this is their vow, or this is their whole occupation. This is what they're doing. This is their life, the meaning, of this is their life. This is their practice. Swapriya Nama Kirtya, to chant the name of their beloved. Swapriya Nama Kirtya, to glorify their beloved. That is what their life is about. To sing the glories, to spread the glories of who is most dear to them. And that means the Lord. And in that mood, they're showing many symptoms, and they don't care what the ordinary people think. This is the highest, Paramahamsa, Avadut state that's being described here. And this verse, it's quoted also in Chaitanya Charitamrita when Mahaprabhu meets with the Mayavadis in Varanasi, and they question him, we don't understand, you're a sannyasi, you're a Mayavadi sannyasi like us, you come from a good family, you were Nimai Pandit, this great scholar, so we cannot understand why now you're chanting and dancing in this emotional way in the streets. What is this? This is not proper behavior for a sannyasi. This is not dignified. We cannot understand. You are beyond, you are higher than this. And then Mahaprabhu, he tells how, my Gurudev, he gave me this mantra, and he told me, you're not qualified, you are murka, you are stupid. You cannot study the Vedanta. You just chant. You chant this mantra, you chant the names of the Lord, you'll get everything that way. And then I started to chant, and then all these crazy symptoms started to come to me, this emotion, these tears, this rolling on the ground, and I started to become a little worried. So I went back to my guru and I said, what happened? What is this mantra that you gave me? What type of mantra is this? I started to chant it, and all this stuff started happening. And my guru told me, don't worry, this is very good. Actually, I'm jealous of you. I wish I had that. You're very fortunate. And he tells my guru, he told me this verse, saying this is a symptom of the highest type of love, when one will chant the glories of the Lord in this state of ecstasy, and they may show many symptoms without caring what the general people think. So we don't imitate that, but we worship that. Okay, maybe we'll just read one or two more verses.
So if you ever come across a person who behaves in such a weird way, most probably he's a Ch.Ch, but then still there is a percentage of those who might be actually having a real thing, and you would never be able to say.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, first it's like that example of Gorky Shordas Babaji, right? That if a woman goes into a labor room and shows many symptoms, but there wasn't any prior conception, then it's bogus, right? It's just a show. So in the same way, we'll have to examine what is their conception, and it's unlikely, very, very unlikely, that they have a proper conception if they're outside of, a known lineage. I mean, Srila Gurudev, he was pretty. I mean, there may be some. I can't. We live in a world of impossible things. Anything's possible, but it's extremely unlikely. And we would think our gurus would indicate that to us, but of course it's possible. But Srila Gurudev, he made some. We would say it's something that has a very slight possibility, but we will be edged more on the side of their sahaja. Srila Gurudev, he actually made some pretty strong statement that he said, outside of the line of Saraswati Thakur, they're all sahaja. He was referring to all the Gaudiya groups, the followers of Mahaprabhu. If they're not following the line, the conception of Srila Saraswati Thakur, they're all sahaja, And here, using the expression sahaja in a very broad sense, it may not be that they're imitating Radha Krishna Leela to the far ends of the spectrum, the extreme red, But just that they're missing something of the substance, the proper consciousness, the proper conception behind the practice. They may be persons who are following all the practices, but not with the proper understanding that Srila Saraswati Thakur gave to us. So it's a form of sahajism in that sense.
So then it can be applied to quite a lot of followers.
Yeah. I mean, the way I understand sahajism in a broad sense is putting form over substance. That's like a very broad definition of it. And then, according to...
That's inevitable, especially during the stage of sadhana bhakti.
Yeah, then we also... But Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he... to some extent, I think we all have some tendencies for sahajism. But the difference is that we are aspiring for something in particular, and we have connection with a line of gurus who are the real thing, So through our connection with them and our aspiration, then we will become purified and we will be able to progress. We may not have very much, but our gurus have it. We may be bogus, but... And Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he also discusses this point, there's a difference between following and imitating. So we may at times be following without really understanding why we're doing it. But we have faith, that our gurus have advised this to us, and so we are doing it. So that's following. But imitating is something else. So imitating is about our own pratishta, our own position. We're trying to assert some position of our own by making some particular show, which we do sometimes, How many rounds of japa do you chant? What time did you wake up this morning? So, but we have connection with our Guru Varga. We're trying. So we're in a good place. I think I'm going to stop there because it's a good place to stop. And these next few pages should be read all together, I think. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai, Shri Krishna's Kaviraj. Whose turn is it? Maybe Radharani, it's your turn to chant. Jai Shri Krishna. Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Jadavaya Namah Jadavaya Giridhari Gopinata Madana Mohana Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha Jai Gosai Kori Charana Vandana Yaha Hoite Vignana Shabisha Purana Ch.Ch. Gosai Jamui Tadadasa Sansabada Padadenu Moda Panchagrasa Tajera Charana Sebi Bhakta Sanivasa Janame Moe Abhilasha Ch.Ch. Gosai Jabe Braje Kolo Basa Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Kodila Prakasha Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vindhavana Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Madhya Mana Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Kori Ashad Hari Nam Sankirtan Kuhe Narottama Dasa Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Jai, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Panuga Guruvari ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai, Saparshat Srimad Mahaprabhu ki Jai, Shri Navadip Dham ki Jai, Shri Ganga Jamuna ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Devi, Mani Devi, Tulasi Devi ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Shama Kundada Kundgiri Govardhan ki Jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai, Vishwavyapi Tadiya Shakamat ki Jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat London Chapter ki Jai, Tadiya Seva Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Acharya Vrinda ki Jai, Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanand